Now, I don't really consider myself a true athlete, but being around all these pros today, it's got me feeling some sort of way. Game on, baby, sky's the limit. This special episode of New Day Northwest from the Kraken Community Iceplex starts right now, or when I leave the shot.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Kraken Community Iceplex in North Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to this special episode of New Day Northwest, coming to you all hour long from the Kraken Community Iceplex in North Seattle. Today we are focused on celebrating women in hockey. We'll be seeing how women impact many angles of this sport, from coaching to owning to food and to, of course, broadcasting the games. Did you know during the Kraken's first hockey season back in 2021, there were 1,700 female hockey participants in our state, and that number has actually grown now to more than 2,100 last season. And the Kraken's full-time business office staff is also made up of 51% women. Now, first up this morning, I am thrilled to be joined by three of the women who help make up the Kraken broadcast team. With me, I have Linda Cohn, Allison Lukin, and Piper Shaw. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thanks for having us, Gil.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I'm sitting with a bunch of legends. First, I want to talk about how you all got into sports broadcasting.
Well, I really wanted to be a professional hockey goalie because I played in high school and college, and since that was out of the question way back in the day, we didn't have all these amazing women playing the game.
Yes.
I said, okay, what else can I do? And I'm like, well, how can I be a part of a team? Because I felt that was important to keep that continuity that I so much enjoyed while I was playing hockey, being part of a team, and in this case, it's a broadcast team. And I just did what I had to do and never gave up my dream, no matter how many rejections. And I had rejections. But
That's hard to believe.
The big break was being here in Seattle and working for Cairo TV back in the day, late 80s, early 90s.
Oh my gosh, incredible. Allison, what about you?
My story is very untraditional, but it's in thanks part to trailblazers like Linda, seeing women in this space. I was just a fan of sport my whole life and started writing about it and talking about it and talking at conferences. I come with a little bit more of a nerdy focus. I like to look at some of the underlying numbers behind the game as well as what our eyes see, but was fortunate that when Seattle brought an organization here that they wanted to do things differently. And I always like to say, make our staff look like the community in which we live. And we saw women on TV doing that, and they extended me the invitation, and they've held my hand the whole way.
Incredible. And
Awesome.
Piper, I want to get to you too.
Yeah, I knew that I wanted to be a broadcaster when I was like 15, 16, and I started very strategically taking steps to do that, going to college early, and I grew up in very much a hockey town, St. Cloud, Minnesota. That's like pretty much all that there is there. So it was just like a natural fit, and it was the sport. It was kind of the only sport really that people cared about and that I, was invested in. And so I just worked my way through the business. I worked in local news at one time in Madison, Wisconsin, and I knew that I wanted to get into hockey and sports broadcasting. And so I just, continued to take those steps and work my way up. And I very specifically wanted to work for the Kraken when I was in Wisconsin, and I networked my butt off to make that happen. So this has been just like such a dream come true for me.
Oh, amazing. I love hearing all those stories, y'all. And Linda, I want to talk to you. What has it been like to pave the way for women in sports broadcasting? You probably get that a lot, but you really have.
Thank you for that compliment, and thank you both. I mean, when I see women like these two and their different paths and amazing success, makes me so happy. Because when I was climbing that ladder, and I was a bit insecure, I worried about what people thought of me, and this was before social media. But I didn't think about that I was paving the way. I was just knowing that I have to continue on this journey, because whatever happens, if I find the success, great. If I don't find the success, maybe others see me trying and will pick up that mission and continue it. But it worked out. I blocked out the noise, and and here we are. But I don't think I'll really, realize that impact, and I really am flattered that you said that until I call it quits. I'm still having fun.
Well, goodness, and it's just crazy to hear you say as well that you felt those insecure moments, because that just doesn't seem real. What's it like all working together, ladies? This has got to be fun.
Oh, it's a dream. I mean, I have been blessed to work with Piper Shaw for 4 years, and
great.
She's my professional soulmate. She's my personal soulmate. She teaches me so much, and then you bring in an icon like Linda, and just building each other up, I think, is the biggest takeaway, and always putting each other to be in the best position is what I just love about working together with both as people and professionals.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would say too, like Allison and I have such different experiences and even interests in both of our roles, and so she has taught me so much, specifically about like analytics in hockey, because I am not a math person. I'm a journalist. I'm a storyteller.
Join the club.
But there's so much value in being able to understand those things and make my stories better, and just my understanding of everything that's going on with that context. And I really didn't have much of an understanding of that at all, and so that's been interesting, and it's been fun to teach you a little bit about broadcasting, because I kind of came into this broadcast first, production first, storytelling first, and so to have that kind of 1-2 punch, and then I genuinely cannot believe that I get to go to work and
we're really gassing you up.
I know, but it's true. It's true.
When they told us that Linda was joining our show this year, we were like, oh my gosh, okay, well, let's go. Just such an honor to be in your presence.
That is so sweet. Allison is the smartest in every room, and Piper, her rapport with these players are incredible. And I've always said, when you have the respect, and this goes with both of these two, when you have the respect from these players, because they hear everything and they don't want to deal with you, they just want to, they're robots. And I mean that in a very kind way, because we love them all.
I know.
But they have their own jobs to do, and they know this is extra. But the way they talk to both these women, respect, that to me says it all. Yeah. And you don't see that when they're talking to certain male media people.
I know when they're chirping me, I'm like, this is a good sign.
Yes, that means they like you.
Exactly. Any advice that you guys have for young women that are coming into a profession like this too?
Well, I get this question often about as it pertains to broadcasting specifically. I always say get experience in any way you can. One of the best things about the digital age that we live in is that you don't need permission from somebody anymore to show your talent, to show your creativity, to show your ability, to learn how to edit, to learn how to shoot, to do whatever it is. If you're passionate about creating storytelling content, there is literally nothing stopping you at any age. So I always encourage that. And then as with broadcasting, I was a speech and debate coach. I was very competitive in speech and debate. And so I often encourage, if you're still in high school or in college and that's something that's available to you, honing your public speaking skills as well as your listening skills, because that's 90% of actually what that activity is. I'm always that's a good place to start with, owning your presence and your voice and your body. So
and I think too, you can go outside of classical training. Piper has just the most impressive resume I've ever seen. But I come without that, and I think just trying things, affiliating yourself with people who are smarter and more experienced than you, who can teach you, like these two wonderful women here. And I think particularly for women in this space, we know people who've had to fight the fights and who have had to break down barriers. And as our coach Jessica Campbell always says, we're holding the door open. So find another woman in this space. I know so many women helped me and gave me a hand up, and I try and do that now, and I think that's what we do for each other as well. So always find someone who understands that you're working just a little bit harder than maybe you should have to get your foothold.
Definitely.
Al took the words right out of my mouth. You have to work harder than everybody else. Don't sleep in. Get up. Get up. Create. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
I know.
At least you can look back and say you tried, and that was the greatest advice my dad once told me.
Well, that's what my dad said to me too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, don't have the what if, you know?
So
go after it.
Go after it, and then you never have to regret anything.
Learning from failure is better than
I have goosebumps.
I know.
I have goosebumps. You guys, honor, sharing this table with you. Please eat, enjoy the snacks, and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And we've got a packed show this morning still coming at the Kraken Community Iceplex. Up next, I'm talking with one of NHL's rising stars, Seattle Kraken assistant coach Jessica Campbell. And then later in the show, the first female executive chef to open an arena. And all morning long, we'll also be sharing the stories of women behind the scenes who help keep the team going, so make sure you stay with us.
Hi, I'm De'Ara Anderson. I am the media relations manager at the Seattle Kraken, and I help bring our players to the media to tell really cool stories about our team, whether it's stats and cool historical moments about the team, or also what they're doing off the ice in the community.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Mandricki, Assistant General Manager for the Seattle Kraken. In my role, I work very closely with our management team to put together the best possible team for you to see on the ice at CPA. Most specifically, I work with our research and development group as well as our amateur scouting team.
Lots of action happening, which is exciting behind us. This morning, we're coming at you from the Seattle Kraken training facility, and it's where my next guest spends a lot of her time. She's Seattle Kraken assistant coach Jessica Campbell, the first woman behind an NHL bench in league history. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That's so amazing. And congrats too on winning Sports Story of the Year at the Seattle Sports Commission Awards. What was that like to hear your name called?
You know, obviously it's just super honored, humbled to be in this position every day, but also to be part of this community. Such a obviously remarkable sports city, one of the best in the world, if not the best. And I just think that, you know, to have my start in the NHL here means so much more than I think people really understand, with just the magnitude of what I think even the Kraken mean to this city. And so it was a really fun night, and it was really cool to connect with all the other sports figures and teams and people in the community, all kind of brought together beyond just our hockey bubble.
Wow, amazing. Oh my gosh, you're giving me goosebumps already, and it's question one. You thanked Kraken GM Ron Francis, and you said he didn't just open a door, he moved the game forward. What did you mean by that?
Obviously, I think it's a monumental opportunity that I'm in and that Ron and the organization created. I know I got here based on my hockey journey and coaching in Coachella, the affiliate team, the last 2 years, but obviously I think it's a testament to the thought leaders and the visionaries behind what they see value in teams coming together. And I know that Ron and all the management team, the ownership group, is behind just the value of different perspectives and I think backgrounds coming, you know, to the table. And obviously I bring a different background. I bring a different perspective from my own experiences in even just the women's game, but he values that, and I think that's a huge testament to why I'm here. So I give credit to those guys and to the team and management team that's made this possible for me and for others, because obviously the door is now going to be open for so many other women with the result of us having this impact and taking this step forward. So it is going to move our game forward. You're going to see more people like myself in different backgrounds, hopefully welcomed into this space as well.
Absolutely. You're paving the way for sure. And I want to get to your coaching career in a moment, but your love for hockey goes way back because you started out as a player, right? So tell me about that.
Yeah, so obviously I grew up in small town Canada, a very typical Canadian upbringing, a very small town where we were skating by the time we were walking. But my journey from playing, you know, at age 4 till I was 24, 25 years old, I had to end my playing career because of injuries, but I transitioned right into coaching, and all of the great coaches along the way definitely shaped me into the coach that I am today, the person that I am today, and sport's just a huge part of my life, always has been, big part of my family. So just the true Canadian roots, fell in love with the game at such a young age, and I grew up playing hockey with the boys. There was no opportunities to play with the girls till later on in life, and so that definitely also, I think, shaped who I am now, and the competitor that I was just being one girl with many of the boys, and I had to keep up physically and always wanted to be just as strong and fast, and it definitely catapulted, I think, me down to this path.
Wow, amazing. And how does your background then as both a player and a power skater then help you, develop these players?
Obviously, I think everything you understand as a player definitely helps you when you shift to the coaching side, because you understand the player's experience, and that's paramount to coaching. But then also my background prior to Seattle Kraken, I started my own business as a skating coach, as a skills coach, and I wouldn't change my path at all to end up here, having started in player development specifically, because so much of working with these guys every day, they're the best in the world at what they do, and they're masters of their craft, but they still want to hone in on their fundamental skills and, you know, the details of those skills. And so I really value, you know, my background in skating and understanding skill development to be able to work with these guys and get in the trenches and to support them one-on-one and in a group setting makes me a better coach. And I'm learning from them, they're learning from me, and it's just a give and take both ways. But it's definitely helped me become, I think, far more equipped to be an asset at this level.
It makes sense being a player, knowing what they're going through, and then now stepping into the coaching position. And so it seems like obviously being able to skate well is kind of a no-brainer, but how important is that then to hockey?
Obviously, it's the essence of what we do. Yeah, it is. You know, you can't play this game if you can't skate well, and that's kind of what it always comes back down to, is just the foundational importance of skating. And our team, our identity, we're a skating team that wants to be fast and tenacious and relentless, and that's the product that we want to put on the ice every night and when we're at our best. So it's an important part of what we value in, you know, supporting the guys every day, is making sure their skating skills are really sharp.
Definitely. And in 2022, the Kraken's development team, the Coachella Valley Firebirds that you mentioned, hired you as their assistant coach. Were you aware at the time that you were making history? Do you think about that kind of stuff?
I mean, you know, I'm just showing up to do my job every day, which I love, I'm passionate about, and obviously I'm reminded often about this, I guess, milestone for the game, and so many people, you know, remind me of this trailblazing opportunity, and I just, you know, I get really excited knowing that I'm part of something so much bigger than my work and my job and coaching is such an incredible job in general. And I think anytime you get to show up and do what you love every day, and for me to lace up my skates knowing that I'm having hopefully a bigger impact than just what I get to coach the guys into, fuels me. It drives me to know that, you know, I want to have great success. I want to have a great impact, because if somebody else behind me has the door open for them, then it's just a huge win for our sport. It's a huge win for women, for people with different backgrounds, and also the visibility. Like, I didn't have the representation as a player then to coach. I didn't know this was possible. And so, you know, I always remind myself that when I see young kids, boys and girls, that they can now potentially see themselves in a position that didn't exist before, or potentially was invisible, and now that visibility is there. So hopefully it's huge steps forward.
Definitely. Well, I can feel your passion. It's infectious. Thank you so much for being here today and chatting with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. And when we come back, we are going to go and see how the Kraken are helping to help young girls interested in playing hockey. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Colette Vartanian. I'm our team dietitian here at the Seattle Kraken. My primary role is to make sure that our players are fueled and hydrated for peak performance. From menus to personalized plans, my role is to just make sure that our players are well taken care of and ready for the season.
Welcome back. Lots of kids love to play sports, and hockey only continues to grow in popularity with young people. And here to share more about how they're helping inspire the next generation to strap on some skates is player development coach Caitlin Parker and goalie development coach Julia Takasuka. Thank you so much for being here, y'all.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so what do you two do for the Kraken now? Explain.
So I'm the goalie development coordinator here. I build our goalie program, maintain it, get all the kids interested in playing goalie. I also work with all of our Learn to Play kids. So getting all those kids interested in hockey from like that first time they put on all the gear through when they go and join an actual team.
So awesome. What about you?
So I work in our hockey operation department as a player development coach and consultant. So we work with all our drafted players and prospects for the Seattle Kraken.
Awesome, you guys. Okay, and what was girls hockey like when you all were young versus how it is now? Not saying that you all aren't young. We all are still young, right?
Well, I mean, it's changed quite a bit. I mean, when I first started, we had like 3 girls teams in the state, and now we have multiple associations and many girls teams. I mean, I remember playing, we didn't have locker rooms. I was a goalie and our nets were never pegged, so they were just moving around the ice.
No way.
Now, like, we have goalie coaching, we have skill coaching here at the Kraken. We have so many different girls teams, programs, and just opportunities for them to get started and love the game.
That's so awesome. And what are the Kraken and other organizations doing, you know, to grow girls hockey, would you say?
Yeah, I think it's a total kind of all in from our organization standpoint. There's a lot of initiatives that take place. There's a lot of thought that goes behind on how we can make it more accessible for everyone, but then specifically for girls programming. And then throughout our state too, there's a bunch of different opportunities for just females only, which is a huge part of it. Just making it more accessible, more fun, creating that environment that every little girl should be able to be a part of and feel safe learning the sport is a huge one. And like Julia said, I think the opportunities are just there's more opportunities around and just offerings from when they first start skating to when they start actually playing with a stick.
Gosh, so awesome. And do you guys have any advice too for young people and even parents that are maybe debating getting their kiddos into a sport like this?
Well, I mean, it's definitely intimidating to start. It's kind of like a whole new world, but I think once you start and you get into it, you kind of find like this small community of people that just really love the game and want to share that.
Yeah, and I think too, it's anytime you get the chance to experience a game like hockey, it's just going to open up so many different doors, from learning teamwork to how to the skill set that goes into like skating and passing, so the actual technical side of it, but then also what else the game can give you. So I think it's a great sport. If you're a parent, definitely buy a new winter jacket, maybe a hat. It can get chilly in here, but
seriously,
I think the joy that's going to come from the game is going to last a lot of years.
So awesome. The goalie feels like an intimidating position too, though. Is it not though? Would you say it's a fun position for the most part?
There's a lot of misconceptions about it, but I think we try to make it as accessible as possible and really low pressure, low stakes to like get people interested and try it out and fall in love with it before we start to ramp up that intensity. And just continues to be something that people are really excited about.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, you both, for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just thinking about playing hockey has me kind of breaking out in a sweat. Coming up, I'm cooling off though with a few of the ice cream treats fans are crazy about. Chef Molly is joining me next, so stay with us.
Welcome back to New Day Northwest, coming to you from the Kraken Community Iceplex.
Welcome back to this special edition at the Kraken Community Iceplex. We are spending all morning long celebrating women in hockey. The team and the action on the ice is obviously the main reason why everyone watches, but I think there's another one, the food at Climate Pledge Arena. Not only is Chef Molly Demers the first female executive chef to open an arena, she's also just so much fun to hang out with. And I think I hear her coming now.
Hey, Kelly!
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, so good to see you, my friend.
First of all, congratulations. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you here. The wheels are fabulous.
Thank you.
Do you use this making deliveries all around Climate Pledge Arena?
Yeah, it's just fun. And we kind of came up with the concept in-house, Sweet Rides. It made sense. And it's been a blast. And we just brought all these nostalgic flavors back to life. And we make the ice cream in-house, so it's fun.
Oh my gosh, delicious. Okay, and speaking of deliveries, you have a few things to share, right?
Absolutely.
Taste test time.
So for us, we know the most important thing at a Kraken game is enjoying yourself, and so we actually are making stuff in-house. So we brought this for you.
I did not think it was gonna be something like that. I'm very excited. Okay, you're gonna have to talk about what I'm eating while I dive in.
So this is our waffle cone, and we have mint chocolate chip. We hand dip those in chocolate with a chocolate sprinkle. A lot of the reasons we did this was not only because it's super good, but the single-use plastic. When we run into issues with that, we just say, okay, we'll make it in-house. So all of this is not just also freezer safe, but it's also compostable. So as soon as you're done, you know, go right in the compostable and you're done.
Done.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream is my absolute favorite, so I'm so excited.
Nailed it.
Do you have another flavor too?
Yes.
Or what else do you have to share?
So my favorite.
Ooh. Okay, I don't know how it could top.
We're going deep for this one. It's like the Mary Poppins bag.
I know.
It's in there. April, hand me the one. Oh, there you are. Thank you, April. I see it. You gotta keep digging.
You know what? You should just tell me. What's the flavor? Just tell me what it's like.
Never.
Oh, no.
It's worth it.
It's worth
it. was worth it. This is orange creamsicle,
Okay,
right?
it was worth it.
Yeah. So the orange creamsicle, like I said, what's really exciting about this, the preservatives, all the things you would have naturally are gone, right? So we're talking orange juice, vanilla cream. I'll take this one. Well, cheers.
So sweet.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh, cheers.
Was it worth it though?
This was absolutely worth it. And you're sourcing locally, right? Tell me about
absolutely. I mean, it's important. It's not just important for our fan base, but it's important as a company to be responsible. So we're sourcing locally. This platform is for local businesses, and then also to push the big purveyors to meet our demands that our guests deserve.
Absolutely. And 5 years ago, you became the first female executive chef to open an arena. Incredible. So looking back at Little Molly, you are now the woman opening doors. What's that responsibility like?
Everything. I mean, it's everything. For me, I'm here because someone believed in me, and so now all I want to do is create opportunity, and that's what this is all about, right?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry, Chef Molly. You're amazing. Okay, so I want to talk about a lightning round, if you're okay with that. I love this with like chefs. Okay.
All right.
Hard-hitting question.
I'm into this. Let's go.
Okay. First, pineapple on pizza.
Okay, everyone watching would know I was lying if I didn't say it's totally acceptable in the right setting, and I love it. Okay?
Yes.
No
okay,
shame.
It's one of my favorites. Cheers.
I'm true to who I am.
I eat a bite of this every time we connect. Okay.
Deal.
Number 2, fast food comfort for those rough days. What's your favorite?
Like I said, everything has a place. I'm gonna go Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. It's a good burger. I don't know if you know, but I'm a fan of burgers. So.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Show that you're currently binging right now.
Oh, Love is Blind. Yeah, dude, absolutely.
I'm shocked. I'm
okay.
shooked. What?
Spoiler alert. Trash reality TV and like Netflix shows. Just unwind it out. Yeah. Pineapple pizza and Netflix. So there it is.
Right. It's like a nice.
I own who I am. Self-awareness.
Well, we all love who you are. Okay. Number 4, ketchup or mustard on a hot dog?
Mustard.
Oh.
Ooh, awkward.
Really awkward.
Awkward.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, tattoo that you don't have but you really want, because I'm seeing a lot of really cool ones.
Actually, I just got this one, so we're gonna go with this one. I wanted it. My daughter drew this, and so yeah, she's a little artist, and she geeks out about the ocean. So. Yeah.
Is she excited now? Like, okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Yeah, every time we go out, she's like, I don't know if you know, but I'm an artist. So yeah, it's super cool. And it's our connection, and yeah, I never in my life, you would told me I was a little girl gonna have a hand tattoo of a narwhal, I would have been like, no way. But here we are.
That's so special. Okay. Now I kind of want one. She might have to draw one for me. Favorite food in the whole arena? I know that would be hard.
Oh, the cult classic Kraken potato with the bacon pop rocks. I'm sorry, it's a comfort for me. When I'm watching a Kraken game, I'm just like, it goes hand in hand.
That is hands down one of my favorites.
And then we finish it with some ice cream.
Absolutely. Cheers again. Okay. And if you're stuck on an island and you only have one member of the Kraken family with you, who is it?
Bowie.
Because they don't like.
No, I don't know. We're just he's cuddly. He's cuddly. We get along when he's out in the arena. When the team's away, we hang out, we play. So yeah, yeah, we got a little bit of a romance thing. It's like in a friendship way. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, next time, I mean, you can bring me maybe. It's
Deal.
Okay.
All right, Kelly next time. Mainly because I know we're having pineapple pizza and all the judges can't touch us. So
this was gonna go really awry if you were like, no, I hate it. I wouldn't know where to go from there.
No, I just knew I knew what was coming with that, and I was ready to own it. I'm gonna own it.
Oh my gosh, Chef Molly, we love you so much. Your energy is infectious.
Thank you.
Everything you do is delicious too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I maybe meet you and ride on this trike with you later?
100%.
Okay.
Deal.
That's happening.
Absolutely. Well, I'm still in this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go have fun around the arena and find Bowie.
You're on your way.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. And after the break, we're talking to the big boss, Kraken owner Samantha Holloway. We'll explore her journey from the tech world to owning a hockey team, her commitment to inclusivity, and her vision for the future for Kraken and beyond.
Hi, my name is Anel Carson, and I'm the massage therapist for the Seattle Kraken. As the massage therapist for the team, I am available to the guys before, during, and after each practice and game, both here in Seattle and away on the road. I work with our 3 amazing athletic trainers to help keep the guys feeling and functioning as best as possible so that they can get out there on the ice and play their best game.
Hi, I'm Fiona McKenna. I'm a data engineer on the research and development team. Day to day, I structure data by writing a lot of code. The data I structure is used to empower the front office, coaches, and scouts to make strategic decisions both on and off the ice.
Welcome back to the Kraken Community Iceplex. None of this would be possible without my next guest, Seattle Kraken owner Samantha Holloway. The Kraken are just one of 3 NHL teams with a woman at the helm. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Lots of action happening, which is
yes,
exciting.
It might be loud.
Us. It's okay. We like to be where the action is. You actually come from the tech world, so how did you end up owning a hockey team?
Yeah, so I have a psychology and tech background. I was living in Denver for a long time, building a tech company, and my father actually was the founding owner of the Seattle Kraken, and a major impetus behind redoing Climate Pledge Arena, a big partner there. He went to UW, the big Seattle roots, and at the end of his career, that was an exciting challenge for him, and I came in as an investor and partner with him, but was building my company, and it took a few years after that for me to switch gears and move out here.
Wow, amazing. And what was your relationship to sports prior to obviously coming with the Kraken?
Yeah, so I've been a lifelong sports fan. I played sports.
Okay, what sports?
I played softball and basketball.
Awesome.
And I've loved many different teams over the years. So big fan. Always traveling to see games. And but I was mainly a fan, so not on the business side.
Cool. Okay. And then your role with the Kraken was, more peripheral first. So talk to me about your decision to become more involved then with the team.
Yeah, so, at the beginning, I became a minority investor and, again, came to meetings, but I was really prioritizing my own company that I co-founded. But when we sold it in 2020, it was really time for a new challenge and to switch gears. COVID happened, and so it was an opportunity to work with my father on something, and he did pass away this fall, so I got the opportunity, thank you, to move here about 3 years ago and do it with him and take over from a leadership perspective.
That's got to be so special to have that time. That's awesome. And I imagine there's probably a lot to learn in this role too. So how have you tackled learning the different pieces that comes with this?
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, it's a business, and there's a lot of different people to manage, and I have a lot of experience with that. It's different than selling software, certainly, and so basically it took the first 6-12 months to just get in the weeds, making sure I spoke to everyone in the organization, from the hockey side to the front office to all the operations at the arena and here at the Iceplex down in Coachella Valley. So it's not that it's overly complicated, there's just a lot going on, lots of revenue streams and lots of exciting stuff to do, with our foundation as well. So it's just that there are a lot of moving pieces, and it took time to get in the weeds, and now I can focus from a macro level.
That's awesome. But like you said, similarities too, obviously, with your background.
They're people at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. Okay, and being here and seeing all the ways that women play a part of this team has been really eye-opening and exciting for us today. And it really doesn't feel like an accident. So why is inclusivity so important to you?
Yeah, so, I think sports is one of the last inclusive things you can go see, at the moment in the world, and it's a place where people have hope and excitement, and people from all walks of life come together, and there's a lot of women that watch hockey, a lot of girls,
There are.
We want to reflect our fan base, we want to reflect the city of Seattle and the broader market, and so we need different perspectives, and that certainly includes women.
Definitely. We're all fans, okay? I'm a big fan. You also launched the Kraken Hockey Network this year. So what's the next big thing for the Kraken, would you say?
So feels like there's a new big thing every day. We're doing so much over here. It's really exciting. It's moving quickly. And to get out into the market and expand like this has been a tremendous opportunity. So the next big thing, with no big announcement today, I will tease that we are focusing a lot on fan engagement and the customer experience at the arena and access to seeing the sport. And we're continuing to listen to everybody and get feedback and roll out new things to help with that fan experience and broaden the fan base.
Well, thank you for that tease. We appreciate it. And you also lead the ownership group hoping to bring an NBA team back to Seattle. So I want to talk about that a little if we can. Is there any movement on that front?
So as of today, there is no movement on that front. So, listen, we have a great arena. We have a great group. This is an amazing market for sports and for basketball. Obviously the Storm are great and people will explode if an NBA team comes, but we will take the lead from the NBA when they are ready to expand, and then we can talk more about it.
Definitely. Well, you kind of touched on this, but are there any other lessons that you could tell the viewers about from launching the Kraken that would help, if the Sonics were to come back? Is there any lessons that you've learned?
Certainly. I think one, we've shown that we can launch an expansion team and build something from the ground up with authenticity, and that gives back to the market and serves the fans. But I think we've certainly learned a lot along the way, from training centers to launching and fans, and I think all of it's applicable, and if given the opportunity, they will be great lessons learned.
Amazing. What's been your most fun memory that you can talk about so far with the Kraken?
Wow. There's so many different memories, and I think you have to separate your emotions as an owner because there's so many ups and downs and wins and losses, but we are coming off an amazing win last night, and
I know.
I think that living in the moment, when I have my fan hat on is really important, and thinking more long term when I have my ownership hat on, but I still think if I had to point to one thing, it's the first game ever at Climate Pledge Arena. Best moment, my whole family was there, and my dad was really proud, and that was a great moment for us.
Wow, what a great family moment. Thank you so much. I know you're very busy. We so appreciate you.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. And next up, I obviously love showing my Kraken pride, so when the special edition of New Day continues, we're going to the team store with our stylist Darcy Camden, and we're going to show you how to have your own team spirit.
Welcome back to New Day Northwest, coming to you from the Kraken Community Iceplex.
Hi, I'm Namita Nandakumar, and I'm the Director of Research and Development for the Seattle Kraken. We provide the data, statistical analysis, and tools needed to help make the best decisions possible for every facet of hockey operations.
What a fun show here at the Kraken Community Iceplex, hearing from so many amazing women. And it's hard to not be a Kraken fan, that's for sure. I obviously love to represent. And it's fun when you're showing your fan style no matter where you are. You can go extreme, you can go subtle. And our stylist, Darcy Camden, is here with some ideas.
Yes.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
I love this. So we're obviously here at the team store, which is a perfect place to find all of the Kraken gear, and you're actually the stylist for the Seattle Kraken broadcasters, Piper, Allison, and Linda. Tell me about that.
That's true. It's one of my favorite jobs that I have. I love these women. They are so talented. I personally, being sort of new to hockey fandom, I've learned a lot from them. So it's really an honor for me to help them put looks together to broadcast to the home viewer.
Definitely. What do you have to kind of think of too? Are you always looking for like a certain color with them, a tailored fit?
I'm always looking for ice blue out in the wild because we have the team store, but we're not, when we do the games, we're kind of doing like elevated business casual. They're at work.
True.
So it's not all about Kraken gear. We're integrating like real clothes, but we want to stay really true to the color palette of the team. We want to nod to like the traditions of hockey, but we're also like a new team in the league. We're a cool team in the league.
We are so cool.
We want to be true to like the Pacific Northwest aesthetic. So it's a lot of things to think about. Plus they have a lot of just challenges that we have to think about, like running around the arena. And as a woman, as a woman, we want to be comfortable, and they also have to be able to move.
Definitely. Okay, and for the rest of us that don't have you every single day, even though we wish, obviously, we did, you have 3 fan scenarios for us, and so I want to get started. First up, how to style a jersey, which can be like boxy,
Yes, totally. Okay, so we've got a model here. So you're gonna find different types of jersey in the team store.
Yeah.
The premium jersey, which is really like very similar to what the players wear. They do sell the authentic jersey.
Ooh.
They're way more expensive, and they're actually made truly for hockey. Like, you can fit pads underneath. And so the premium jersey is the one you want to do. It's about, $200-ish.
Okay.
And the way to style it, I think, it's really long on a lot of ladies. So it's almost like a dress over like a legging. It's roomy, so you can fit a hoodie. Remember, it's cold, it's hockey, it's ice.
That's what people need to remember
So
too.
you can fit your hoodie underneath the jersey, and then you can sort of layer on like hats and gloves and like a cool kind of combat boot. You could even put like a leather jacket over this if you wanted to make it like really cool. But I think it's about oversized and just like really, this is if you really want to represent your Kraken pride.
Which we do.
And honestly, you can get them, you can get Kraken, you can get your favorite player, or you can get it customized here at the team store with your own last name or your nickname or whatever
need a
you
New Day
want.
one for sure.
That would be so cool.
I like how you rolled up the sleeves too on that. That
if it's a little
really
long,
cute.
you can roll it up.
Yeah. Okay, second, what to wear on a date night at Climate Pledge.
This is a big one. You're going on a date night to Climate Pledge.
Ooh, which would be a nice date?
Ice blue is a color that I think looks great on most people, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. Sometimes you want something a little more neutral. Maybe that's your vibe. The Kraken have, and I know I'm biased, but like I think we have the best merch in the entire league.
I kind of
and a lot of stuff that is just really thoughtfully designed and made for women, which is really cool. Just thoughtful silhouettes and really feminine stuff. So I love, if you're kind of more in a neutral palette, there's stuff here for you. The Filson collection.
I know. I have
really
this
cool.
fleece. It's so comfortable.
And ladies, what I want you to be aware of is the bag rule.
Yes.
Because you can really only take a wallet size of 4x6 as a purse. Other than that, you're bringing clear. If I don't want you to go on a date with your favorite bag and then have to like ditch it or throw it in the trash or not be able to take it in. So be thoughtful about that. And also I want to point out her shoes. So these are Brex by Sorel. They're a pretty high heel. They're waterproof and they are so comfortable and walkable. The women broadcasters, all of them have these because they want to be high up, but then they're also running around the arena.
Move,
You don't want to wear stilettos at Climate Pledge. You want to be comfortable, but if you want to heel, those are great, and we can put a link.
I like inside the Filson jacket too. You were showing like the pattern in that is super cute.
All the details are really thoughtful and very cool.
Oh, okay. Last up too, Kraken style at work.
So if you're doing sort of business casual, but you want to show your Kraken style, I love the ice blue. And another thing that the broadcasters wear a lot, we do a lot of moto jackets because blazers sometimes just feel a little too stuffy. And again, we're a little bit cooler. So I love these Tahari vegan leather moto jackets.
Wow.
We have them in almost every color. They work really well as sort of a comfortable, soft blazer alternative. You can machine wash them.
Oh, nice.
The burgundy color I think looks really nice with the blue. We're doing, for women and for women's night, there's this really cool, the Kraken commissioned original artwork by local artist Marisol Ortega that's really cool. So pick this up and you could wear this at work, like under your blazer, like graphic tee under a blazer with a cool pair of jeans.
Who doesn't like a graphic tee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and I love that you
cool
still were able to pair like the ice blue, but in such like a thoughtful way with this kind of look. For work. It's very business. It's giving business casual.
It's giving business casual with a
day
K.
to night.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, but
Thank
it's like
you.
lots of great t-shirts that you could, if you're kind of like graphic tee, blazer, jacket person at work, you can do that, team store, Kraken Pride, bam, just put that into that.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Thank you so much. We
Thank
so
you.
appreciate it. Darcy, I love all of these looks that you've given us for so many different scenarios too, and even what you're kind of like sporting too. Just
I have my sports.
I feel like that needed to be shouted out. Like that is perfect. You're voting for everyone.
Voting for everyone. I just hope both teams have fun.
Exactly. Who doesn't? Thank you so much, Darcy. We love when you're here.
Thanks.
I love spending time in this cool space and focusing the whole hour on New Day with women in hockey. And producers Susie and Rebecca are joining me now. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How fun.
Ladies, this was such a fun day. Go girl power,
It was so fun.
What's been the takeaway for you both? Susie?
I think for me, two girls that also love sports, and I think if we're gonna continue this, I think the men really have to continue to be on board. My girls love that their dad was not only just supportive, but he coached teams and he took them to other games, and they got to see women in sports, and that made a difference.
Absolutely. Rebecca, what about you?
One of the things that I've kind of noticed is that a lot of the women that we have talked to are in these positions of power because somebody believed in them and somebody took a chance on them. And I think that that's something that we can all take away, whether it's hockey, sports, or anything else. So definitely.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely agree. Everyone just like, I loved what Chef Molly said about, she just needed someone to, take the chance and do it and open those doors, and then boom, now she's paving the way for everyone else to come in and do the same. Exactly. Well, thank you for joining me on this Girl Power Roundtable. We love it. And thanks to you all for spending time with us today here at the Kraken Community Iceplex. What a great gift to our community. Go Kraken! And don't forget to enjoy your new day. And of course, we'll see you next time.
It's a new